this game of this series, who's gonna get the zero? If it's gonna get banned.
Or will they just ban it away?
Yeah,
Honestly, yeah.
Immediately. They immediately just ban it away.
It's really smart actually to do so here.
Both teams realize that the champion is just way too strong right now.
Yep.
And if the champions that counter him, that have a slight chance against him, are banned, it seems that the game is doomed from the mid lane.
Yeah. Also, I feel like there's really not many options on the red side right now in terms of bans because Sejuani is so strong, Ornn is so strong, and Azir of course, right now for this game at least. So they really just have one option for a target ban here.
I think the problem is if they want to first pick Ornn, they have to ban Braum right now, and they have 3 seconds left for the last ban.
Would be an option, maybe.
Yeah, if it's not Braum, yes, it is Braum. So I think that they're opting for Ornn right now. If Iron Wolves are leaving Ornn open, no, they're not. They understand that the situation is way too dangerous to leave Ornn open.
After all, this is the finals. Both teams.
This is the last game. Oh,
first time
Ezreal,
second time we see
away.
Ezreal in this tournament, and first time didn't really pay off that much, but
last time when we saw Toaster playing Ezreal, he was arcaning shift into 4 guys.
He was the same guy.
It doesn't look so scary. So it seems that both teams are trying to steal picks away from each other.
Smart move to take the Alistar away from Pulsar. So
yes, exactly.
Yeah, I had a great game in recently with the Alistar last one. Overall his mechanics on Alistar so superior. So smart move by taking it away. Now Shyvana, Jarvan. There's so many options right now.
Is banned,
Yeah, there's so many options right now for Warden.
I think he will go for Jarvan. You can flex that in the top lane, and it's pretty good. But it seems like they're having troubles when they have no mid priority. Yeah. Jarvan basically has nothing else to do. Oh,
going for another Vayne.
Cocky draft. But Vayne is insanely good into Ezreal. Optimus is playing a lot of Ezreal himself, so he knows his weaknesses. And if Vayne gets out of laning phase, I think that there's no chance for Ezreal to win that 1v1 duel.
They should consider some mid-game power spikes here so far, because most of the games really lasting not that long, and we saw that the early game and the mid game is super important. So something like Corki, something that has a mid-game power spike could be really good. And now De Leona against an Alistar lane, quite weird to see that.
Into Alistar, into Vayne, going for some tanks, and why they're going the tank jungle. So far, I really like what Iron Wolves are having in their pocket. Vayne against those picks is just insanely good. All of those 3 picks are just saying, Vayne, come and get me, because it's Vayne. Whenever she gets 2 items, it's donezo.
Once again, GameplayDNA playing a really aggressive composition.
That.
I really like the Shyvana pick here. He managed to 1v9 in that game where he pulled it off, and he should be confident in his ability. Playing Shyvana here. I mean, overall, it really depends if the Maokai goes to the jungle or if it goes towards top. I think he's by far faster, has the better tempo, and yeah, there's no rubber banding in the game anymore, so there's really no catch-up anymore for the junglers.
Why is the Ryze being picked or banned every game? It's so weird. It seemed that the Ryze run was so unsuccessful in the first game, then it was banned right away in the next one, and that's the third game. And actually we're seeing that Jace is open, and now DoxyLol, he is shaking his hands because he's so excited to play his champion pool for once at least.
I mean, I'm so glad that they banned Camille because it has so much impact, and it's so hard to gank this lane. And also we saw Doxy really performing so good on this champion so far. Malzahar banned, actually a champion that we completely missed over the last few matches because
it was banned last game. It was banned.
It was so strong still.
Yeah, it was banned.
Was it banned though?
Yes.
Okay.
If it wasn't in the last game, it was banned in the first game, surely. Now we're seeing the Katarina Hoer. If he would go Katarina, I would do...
Didn't he also play Victor? Because Victor is also a fine champion here, but... Yeah, there it is, the Corki. Nice mid-game. I really like this pick here. And what can you potentially pick against it? Something like Syndra? What is there, honestly?
Orianna is insanely good into Corki, but anything else just goes 50-50. Corki is that kind of a champion.
Oh yeah,
if you're playing,
that's fine actually. Cassiopeia is.
Yeah.
I really like the approach because with Orianna, it's really hard to hit the really good shockwave when you're running into them. Mostly, it's easier if the opposing team is running into you, which is not the case here. Most likely, they will turn back, also want to poke, and yeah, want to set up flanks or even play hide on bush. Now here with the Cassiopeia, you have the Petrifying Gaze and the Gangplank now on top of that.
It could be the case when Chosen One is going to pick Jace himself.
Could
because
be so
Jace
easy,
is so good into Gangplank, so he has to pick something aggressively Otherwise, their gameplay DNA, they're going to outscale so hard.
And they
with
have
the
to
team
play towards the
composition.
top side here on Gangplank. And is he gonna do it? The Fiora here, Hover.
He has been playing a lot of Fiora, so it's still possible. If it's gonna be the case, I expect them to fight around 2v2. Ooh, Malphite.
Okay. It's on. And right now, like, they really went for the full team fight, I think. Also, fairly late game draft, but actually with the Corki, it's fine for the mid game though. Now, Alistar really has to show up, and also with the Shyvana, set up some flanks. Maybe the Malphite as well, but honestly, sadly, I would give the draft to, like, away for GameplayDNA. I really think the draft overall for them fits better. They have
I don't really like the Malphite picking.
Look
it
at the
up
threats. Just count the threats, please. Count them live right now. Like we have, actually we have the twisted advance from Maokai, 1cc, the W. Then we have the petrifying gaze from Cassiopeia, the ultimate. Like it's an AoE stun, so massive actually. Then we have Leona, just in your face all the time with the stuns, with the ultimate. So,
well, if you're
so
looking
many
from that
threats.
perspective, they have enough crowd control for Iron Wolves as well, and they have the damage to transition from the mid game to the late game. But the problem is that the early game seems pretty sloppy for Iron Wolves. So if they manage to go even in lane against Ezreal Leona, I think they're gonna have a good timer there.
So I think they just have the two threats here from Malphite and from Alistar.
Wait a second. Was it Ignite in the mid lane for Lucchesi once more? He's not going for passive heal or exhaust against Corki. He's going for Ignite again. And last time when we saw it, when he was playing against Falcon Gaming, it was a little bit.
Actually, yeah, we will see some action then. And also, we have no cleanse from Corki.
Yeah, it's teleport. So whenever you see Ignite and Cassiopeia and Maokai in the jungle, Corki cannot play as usual because he has to pay so much respect to that all-in from Maokai and Cassiopeia with the flash Ignite.
And also, like both supports, they have really good like roam towards mid lane if they can pull it out. Because both mid laners take the more aggressive approach in terms of summoners. So I really see Leona landing these ganks on mid lane with Maokai together. So really deadly overall for Corki. But yeah, you have to be mechanically strong, like really confident on Cassiopeia here, Lucchesi.
It's one of his main champions. I believe he is so. As it go for the top lane, I really don't like Malphite because it basically gives the free access to abuse the Kleptomancy and Gangplank, scale into mid game, and it you actually cannot do anything pre-6.
Even some damage as well, yeah.
Yeah, after level 6, it's going to be really difficult for Iron Wolves to do anything in the top side, in the 2v2.
Maybe they want to like switch it up or something and then send their bot lane towards top, like at around 6,
but expecting Bane and Alistar to get a first tower against Ezreal Leona, that's really optimistic, so I think that 2v2 is going to go in favor for GameplayDNA right there.
Definitely. And also, Alistar has to play more defensive in this matchup. He has to use the combo for Leona when she's going in. They can never go aggressive unless Leona completely misses Zenith Blade and, like, yeah, plays a bit of
there are
derp,
so many tools to cancel that.
Yeah.
If Shyvana is in that place with the Dragon's Rage, if Alistar...
The Condemn as well.
Yeah, Condemn, Alistar, I think that Iron Wolves, they have enough tools just to react to Zenith Blade and then counterplay his aggression from Leona. Also, Leona is a very predictable champion. If you're warded and you're playing around bot side, you're just waiting for Leona to use the Zenith Blade aggressively, and if he jumps in aggressively, there's no tools to do anything else. You just have to go forward because it's so hard for you to get back after you jump in.
Definitely, yeah.
Why is the fish so special?
Well, what you explained was right, though, but it goes so deep, you know, you can't really predict it like this. I mean, sure, on the highest level, maybe this can occur, you know. Never sure, actually, but yeah. I saw both supports being able to pull out flash combos and this stuff, so their mechanic ability is really top-notch. Overall, great mechanics from everyone.
We are going into the game shortly. The spectator delay is already over, so the loading screen. And then I wonder if it's going to be Aere or Meteor on Cassiopeia.
Yeah, actually true. What do you think?
I think it's going to be Meteor for the laning phase. Like he's totally opting for the laning phase, going for Ignite. It's actually a phase rush. It got buffed. It got buffed a little bit in the 7.23, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we have the double
in the top lane, Meteor and Malphite.
The rest is all standard, I would say.
The rest is all
fairly even, yeah. And with the Malphite, you could also go a potential build to one-shot if you choose to go like AP or something, but usually we don't see that, especially not in a Gangplank matchup. Really want to go full for the armor. And is it possible for him to go something like Abyssal Mask or the Adaptive Helmet? Because it's always the same spell down.
It is possible.
And also, like, it's a
But
Cassiopeia.
I am
you know?
wondering if
It's a Cassiopeia. Like, the Adaptive Helmet can work really well.
yeah, we're seeing a first pause. And talking about the build paths, I think it's for Corki, it's really easy for him to get at the Hex Drinker. Maokai is dealing magic damage, Cassiopeia is dealing magic damage. I think that if you're buying Hex Drinker, it's really gold efficient item. For 1,300, you're getting such a good resistance build against those two magic damage dealers.
Another thing is that Maokai is not really the best user of the machete, and it's actually so strong right now in the jungle. Like, you get a huge advantage overall when it comes to tempo, and also like it gives you so much more damage and clear time. So I really think that Shyvana will be able to be faster at clearing and also faster responding. Like because she won't use as much time for clearing the camps.
Also, both teams are going for the safe level 1s. We haven't seen any aggression in level 1 game from these teams. They're just they want to show who's better on like a fair play.
Mechanically, on lanes.
Not going for any.
They respect each
50-50,
other, yeah. Mutual respect from both sides. After all, after this match, there's the decider who is the king of everything, of the Nordic, of the Baltics, and they get the trophy. So you don't want to risk that on the level 1 already. And if there's one trick that you can really pull out as well, usually it has been done against the Jarvan or any champion that wants to abuse the early range, like level 3, where the Cassiopeia or the Maokai, where they just take some small CS from the Wraiths away. So usually that's the reason why many mid laner want to like guard around the Wraiths. Really
it used to be like that last season, and now the Wraiths are too tanky. Nobody is doing that.
There was even a trick, I can remember that we did it a lot in TCL as well, where like when I was in Fenerbahce with Frozen, we would just give some champions like LeBlanc 1 or 2 small CS from the Wraiths, so he gets the level 2 earlier, gets a huge chunk on the trade, and from this point on just has the pressure all day long. And
it's no longer happening because it's no longer worth to start from Wraiths. It used to happen like you could steal away by yourself. Then they buffed the HP.
They changed the timers as well, so now the buffs are starting sooner. Like again, before it was like 155, no leash anymore. So you could only leash on small camps. Yep, and there's the first Kleptomancy stack already. And we get to see how many bags of gold he can manage to pull out here.
Already getting one. So early. It's only minute and 54, already getting the first gold stack, 90 gold. Oh
he's so greedy actually to pop them instant. I would love to like just stack them, you know, once I'm in base, just just cashing out, you know.
No. But I think it's easier for you to plan your back if you use it immediately.
So yeah, immense sustain overall, gets wards, gets like mana potions, it's so good. Oh, great use of the barrels as well.
Yeah, doing double barrel is not that easy with 40 ping. I remember when the Koreans were coming to Europe to play solo queue, and they said it's pretty difficult to pull off a double barrel when you have like no 70 MS.
They would also say that some champions they would never touch, like Lee Sin, never touch Ryze, never touch Lee Sin. No, not gonna play this on this ping. So, but yeah, first world problems. So yeah, Shyvana already, like, did she base though? Yeah, she did actually. So, got all the camps on the bottom side, based, goes towards the top side.
And look how time Divided is wasting. He wants to go there just for the vision, but he finds exactly nothing. Just the information that Shyvana already took everything. And now Shyvana, with already a back or recall, she has refilled her refillable potion. She will clear her top side and potentially go and wait for Divider. So I think in long term it's better for Warden, so to what he did right now.
Definitely, yeah. Well, the base didn't give him that much. If he had a pink at least, then it would give some impact on the map. But guess what? We have another Infernal on the bottom side as well. So we get to see
already like national Elite Esports meme forever Infernal day.
It's more like a LAN meme for me because I always see this happening on LANs, on offline events. So right now they really need to prioritize the bottom side after a while, like especially during the mid game. Early I would say there should be no action there. They should really try to set Gangplank behind, not give him any free CS or any free farm, and especially also not the Kleptomancy stacks here. So far he's really cashing out.
There's so much vision right there in the
he's approaching top side.
Yeah, but Shyvana is approaching top side. Doxy still has his flash. Now we're seeing some action in the bot side. Volta's getting forced to flash away. Morden is trying to do as much damage as he can, but the Doxy is just flashing out and he's safe. But 2 flashes on both sides of the map. I was discussing with Iron Wolves while I still was in the team. We were trying to avoid to do. Oh my God! We're seeing Divider potentially just flashing in on the tower. He might be in danger, and actually he's getting not enough damage to die. Divider is getting the last out attack, so that's a 1-for-1, and the first blood goes to GameplayDNA. But
Has the
now
red
Optimus
buff.
is trying to trade with the red buff. ZF Blade is still on cooldown, so he tries to abuse that 1v2 station, but it seems like it was a little bit too greedy from Divider. Nevertheless, they got first blood.
Yeah, and there's so much CS on the line right now. Can't really base, and actually they just turn away. Okay, I thought maybe they want to like threat the dive or something, so he has to back out, you know, and get some more CS, but don't want to waste any more time. Really want to have the tempo. Goes for the tier. That's interesting. Actually gets tier and the Sheen, so perfect just with the base here. Usually get to see Sheen start from Prey. Just gives you overall better laning, and you don't want to give any like you don't want to leave Vayne ahead or something when she gets BF on the first back. So really the Sheen is the optimal item first base. Got the tier on top of that. They just have insane scaling with double tier here on mid lane, on the ADC as well. No, first roam from Alistair towards mid lane.
Alistar is there to defend. And Divider, still no boots, a little bit slowly. Oh, has the Valkyrie out and now is forced to flash away. Soul has just got in the very bad position right there, not respecting that Pulses can roam with no boots.
Lucchese just got to level 6 at the moment there, so really respected that and could have gone for the aggressive play. I really think, yeah, and that was actually so good right now. They just secured the Infernal. Warden. Perfect.
Yeah, that's Shyvana for you.
Yeah.
That's Shyvana for you.
It's so fast, basically.
I saw
How can you
last
spot
Shadow
this?
making fun of Shyvana. Did you
well,
saw the video?
I think he doesn't really understand the power of this champion. Sad, because like usually he is top notch when it comes to like thought process and the stuff, but I think there just the inability to value the champion. It's super strong after all, especially because the rubber banding is out of the game, so can really take over and gets a lot of resources. Like imagine if you're playing on really high elo and people are respecting the jungler and also playing to the right side, and no ganks really paying off. A Shyvana will always win then. So let's see if Iron Wolves can make this happen, if they have proper communication out and have the vision, because usually good Shyvana players also provide vision. They're not just randomly like 24/7 going for camp. Yeah.
Going for red smile.
Yeah, well, oh my god, please. No.
Nasty
I have
smoky
enough of
place.
this. But yeah, like we have the Sheen on the top side, on GP. Yeah, and so far there's no threats for him. Like he has no flash, but
I think when the game is going that slow, it's really in favor for Iron Wolves because they have Vayne, they have Corki, they're really scaling well, and the Ezreal is really like he will
it's only
spike.
aggressive.
Ooh, okay, no, didn't see that.
didn't
Pulverize had
really
the combination,
do
but it didn't really pay off. Also with the Eclipse gaining so much resistances, but now Optimus is level 6 to the BF sword. He is looking scary, but there are no teleports from the top laners, so you have to respect Doxy's ultimate.
Who do you think outscales here? Because I would say just GameplayDNA outscales massively with the GP, with the Cassiopeia, but...
On the other hand, it's Ezreal.
True.
In the later stages of the game, Optimus is just gonna take over.
Yeah, definitely. If they manage to peel out for him, and he can just freely hit the front line, I really don't see GameplayDNA winning unless Doxy can really pull out great Barretts here. So
Especially when they have Malphite. Like, I mean, in team fights, it's not really hard to pull off a good play. You just flash in. You don't even need the flash. You can just use the unstoppable power to Cassiopeia. And if she's getting bursted down, they already lose one threat out of 2 in the late game because Ezreal is not going to be negligible.
although GameplayDNA, if they abuse the Fog of War, if they really like have these angles, find these angles for Petrifying Gaze, have an AoE stun on people, it can really turn into a huge advantage for them. Like 2 targets, 3 targets stunned by the Petrifying Gaze, GP ultimate on top of that. I think that's just a total teamfight winner for them. Another Infernal though. And it goes into the same fashion. Third game, 2 Infernals. Oh my god.
And they have Shyvana, so it's way easier for Iron Wolves to get that one. Because when you're playing Divider, you're opting to do those ganks with the Twisted Advance. Because if you want to do a Drake, you have to need of your help of your teammates.
Another thing I want to mention is that they, like GameplayDNA has such a good timing on Baron here. They have a golden timing at around 20 minutes. They could do it in less than 15 seconds with Cassiopeia. All she really needs is a blue buff and of course like her first item. And than someone tanking it. But yeah, Maokai should be tanky enough for that. So they can actually also just do it as 2. It's not that hard for them. So there's always a strat like this. And if you saw, like, there was one play on Reddit, I think, but it was also known before. You can avoid the crab being seen near the Baron. You can just walk around it really closely to the wall as well. There's still some bugs in the game. Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a bug.
Do you think it's intended?
Yeah, why?
I don't think
Why
so.
not?
Like, you can just walk near the crab and get not seen. Like, I don't think it's intended. That's what the crab is for, to spot people.
But the crab is giving you so much gold, and it doesn't like take your HP. And it's super squishy. It takes just a little bit of time to get it. You get like 70 gold. If once you CC it, it's super squishy, so it takes just a little bit of time. I think it's still extremely valuable. Even if it would give them 0 vision, it would still...
Anyways.
Let's
watch this really quick. Like, the Cassiopeia here gets respected a lot right now from Saulius, and cannot really play aggressive anymore into this. Yeah, basically gets outtraded most of the times, right?
And he also has to respect Divider, because of what we saw last game.
Yeah.
He was trying to trade, but it ended up being like 1v3, and it's the same station right now. Doxy has the ultimate. If Divider is there in the mid lane, Doxy uses his ultimate, then Solus is completely doomed in 1 versus 3 station.
Pretty much he can only go for a trade if the Cassiopeia is like missing the Q, and actually Doxy, like, so good. His barrels, like the barrel placements are so good right now. Maybe, like, if he can do the same, or if he even can land triple barrels during teamfights, it's going to be quite a bummer for Iron Wolves. Zodis has to respect though.
Oh, now Shyvana is there with the ultimate, because he still has his life, but so much damage coming in. The stopwatch was not on
He's
time.
definitely dead.
Now he is going down water and picks up the first kill of the game.
Really questionable, like, stopwatch there. He could just run away from there. He got the move speed from the Q as well.
And he had to flash. He had to flash.
What's
I
up with
expected
that?
him. I expected him to flash out.
Maybe that was a miss. Like, he didn't press it intentionally. I'm not sure about this, but shouldn't happen at all. Not at this time. It's the final game in the finals, so get your stuff together here. Yeah, and actually we have another stack on Doxy on the top side, and it's so nice for a GP to have that many CS available, and so far really on time as well. Like, in terms of CS, it's going great for GP. There's really no threat for him on the top lane. He can just easily go for the CS, and the Infernal is available. Shyvana wants to go towards the bottom side soon, and probably
exactly. When you're playing Gangplank in this matchup, you're just a ticking bomb.
Yeah.
Whenever you get a free matchup, you're farming. You got 24 spike, then you can join for a team fights. Oh, but it seems it's not that free. He actually is losing trader there. Historicus decides to go in with the survival power. He might be in danger, but Doxy has his flash up. He's not gonna be enough. He's trying to get the damage, but he has no mana for Q. And Historicus nearly taking a solo kill. Both the players are forced to go back.
And the thing is, once your ultimate is gone away, actually they are turning on to the fight here on bot side. Pulsars is not against the turret, and no, they go completely aggressive. But has to turn away.
So many knockups. What was happening there? Pulsars just overconfident, not respecting that the headbutt is there into count them into the tower. That was so well played by by Iron Wolves over there.
Yeah, and the Petrifying Gaze is still available, though no ultimate on Malphite. Actually, no go aggressive on Lucchese here. The Petrifying Gaze was still available. Could have maybe tried to turn it around here. Go aggressive on Corki. No,
the fights are going up and down everywhere. Divider still has no. Once he already used it on Vayne. Now Vayne is trying to provide as much damage as he can, but it seems that the Iron Wolves are trying to go for the second Drake. The teleport is being used by both the players next to the Drake. That is gonna be the fight. True Shot Barrage does some damage on Optimus, but that's a second Infernal Drake.
Perfect,
what a nice knockup by Iron Wolves right there. But the Zenith Blade is there, and it seems that Iron Wolves are collapsing near the Drake. Double kill for Divider, even though Iron Wolves picked up the Drake, but it seems that there's nothing they can do. They are outnumbered. Historicus is forced to flash away. It seems that they have sacrificed so much for the Dragon. They are going to lose bottom lane turret as well.
So after all, I would say it maybe pays off if we get into the later game stages, but right now GameplayDNA will take this turret, first blood turret, and also so many kills. And if you saw, it's a bit unlucky though how the kills were distributed, because they
didn't get it. They didn't get it.
They
it's really low HP, but they didn't get it.
Yeah, but still, actually the turret didn't.
It didn't go down.
right?
It was like
oh my god.
100 HP.
Actually, then it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, because when you're not taking the turret, you're losing the tempo. Like
Yeah.
you will get it eventually. Probably the gameplay they are going to get it eventually, but it will require for you to recall an extra time, and it will take some,
I see.
yeah, like some tempo from
Yeah.
you.
So maybe they just want to make another play, want to make a dive or set something up there, and then yeah, because right now there is no objective on the bottom side, only this turret. Maybe they just want to play around the top side, around the rift turret, and right now the next drake will be a wind drake. Still really good actually for the Iron Wolves side.
It seems like they're losing the tempo right now.
And right now Iron Wolves is pinging the rift turret, and they definitely want to take this objective as well. And right now
Warden is just
GameplayDNA,
going over and over
yeah,
again.
no time to catch up by the way. No time, no room for breathing here for GameplayDNA. Just constantly forcing these objectives, and even got the crab here, perfect.
The one that you can walk around.
But yeah, Doxy on the top side here, just still farming, still getting all these gold
There's
bags.
already a Bramble West, and I love what Iron Wolves are doing this time. For the third game, they are just giving it away, because in the first game it was GameplayDNA.
They're moving towards mid.
Yeah, it was the GameplayDNA who are diving the bot lane of Iron Wolves. They were doing it over and over again, so this time they have learned their mistake and they're just leaving it away. Vayne is going to the mid lane, but it seems that the macro is really questionable from Iron Wolves. They are giving away the second bottom tower and they're going with the Red Herald in the top lane, while Doxy is just waiting with the battles and he's gonna have no problems to clear that wave out.
After all, Ezreal can give so much attack speed to his targets, to his friends there, and yeah, they got 2 turrets here. So far, only 1 turret on the top side here. Do they want to keep going? All Doxy has to do is go for the CS. The Rift Turret will not be enough to get the next turret, as they are turning away, and so they traded 1 for 2 here. TP has to be used by Solius on the mid lane as well. Has to be careful because like Leona was threatening.
4 members are there. Oh, now Xavias is looking for a nice angle.
Oh,
Better
Patrick
not
Van Gaze misses! Has the flash? Not quite though. Flash was not available on Alistar, so that was a perfect opening for him to go for the flash engage, and could really see him. I could see it in his eyes, even if I'm not next to him, but I could really feel it that he wanted to go aggressive here. And now like a big threat, of course, is the Malphite with his ultimate, but like mostly I don't like the pick because once you have this ultimate out, you basically the only like thing that is attractive for Malphite is his attack speed deny, like debuff with
Yeah,
the E.
especially against really mobile carries with Cassiopeia, with high movement speed, with phase rush in his rune set, and also against Ezreal, he can just use his arcane shift, so it's really difficult for Historicus to do anything in a team fight once his ultimate is already been used.
He has to follow up on the Alistar, I would say. He should not be the one who is mainly initiating, should be the 999 actually. So, yeah. Have to wait for the power spikes as well though. Cannot go that aggressive that early on, and like I mentioned, GameplayDNA, they have a really great Baron timing, so maybe they want to try to go aggressive on Baron early on, because all Cassiopeia needs is a blue buff, and then they can go crazy. Just spam the E, get a lot of damage. Now we have 5 men going towards mid lane here.
Oh, so much damage going from Solus, and it was nearly enough to kill, but now is Corki going down on the tower, Divider flashes in, and the Solus is going down for the first time. It seems that they were way too confident fighting Ezreal, even though he survived with just a little bit of HP.
Yeah, and right now, like, they were just overstepping way too much. They didn't have the numbers. They were grouped up as 4, and there were only 2 targets being available for Iron Wolves on the mid lane here, so really, they overstepped, massive disrespect. Now they want to try to get some like objectives or anything, but
the minion wave is way too far for anything to do. Oh, Historicus might be forced to use his ultimate away, but he cannot do anything because he is immobile on that poison ground. Yeah. And mistakes one after another coming in from Iron Wolves. 4,000 lead for GameplayDNA. It seems that they are like slowly but surely getting the advantage right here.
Definitely. Like really, right now it looks so grim for them. The late game could be in their favor because of the 2 Infernals as well, but right now they're just slowly dying, and they need to catch themselves again, need to hard reset. Right now, take a short moment of breathing time, really deeply inhale and exhale again, and try to meditate a bit, because It's the final game, and everything is on the line here right now.
Trinity Force is finished for Corki. This is his first power spike, but it seems that he's falling behind from Cassiopeia. 2 items finished for Cassiopeia. She doesn't need to buy boots.
So much damage, actually.
Yeah, so she's getting that a little bit edge on Corki right here. It seems like the only opportunity for Iron Wolves to win this team fight is just for Shyvana to get a really nice angle with the ultimate, because she's providing so much damage right now.
Definitely. And they have to be careful. They can never go so deep onto a Cassiopeia. The Petrifying Gaze is such a big tool for her. And also the damage afterwards. Like, the Twin Fangs deals so much damage after all. So they still have to wait. Definitely, they still didn't have the Aegis as well. So they need to wait to finish that as well. Right now, all they can do is pretty much look for the vision and try to set like the waves. Try to get mid priority, try to get slow damage on the mid turret, try to get the crap as well, so don't fall behind. Fnatic also has quite a nice play invented where they can use the plant behind the Baron, jump into the Baron pit, just stand behind the Baron pretty much, even if it is warded before, like near the crap and the stuff.
Oh,
you
yeah,
could
yeah.
not
You
see
could
them,
just
and
burst down,
they
you
would
don't have
just
enough
take
time
it.
to
Yeah. And
react.
they would only do that and time that with the Rise or with a Cassiopeia, where you could be really fast, or a Malsa, because Malsa is also so fast, of course. So
it's really important for Iron Wolves just to take care of the Baron control. They cannot give the vision away, because otherwise, and even with the vision away, you have to always keep the members around Nash, because it can burst down so quickly.
definitely. And also, you cannot really send Vayne alone towards the top side against the Cassiopeia right now. You really have to be considerate. Corki should always like select the lane where Cassiopeia goes to. But didn't even go for a Hex Drinker early on, though. Do you think he could have played more aggressive with the Hex Drinker?
Corki?
Yeah.
It's extremely difficult against Divider, who is like controlling the vision controllers now when the tower is down, and when they had even the early on stages. As I mentioned, Gangplank using ultimate, I don't think that Hex Drinker is really helping you out.
Yeah, and also has no cleanse, so no way for him to play that aggressive, right? So yeah, right now again, the game slowed down a bit. Both teams respecting each other, and I feel like this is just perfect for Gangplank, who choose the Sterax as the second item. Really defensive approach from him. But after all, I think it's okay, it's fairly fine for him to play it like this. Right now, his team is just far ahead, and they can choose to force any objective that they want to. But I feel like they don't really necessarily want to, because they have decent late game as well. They just have to manage to keep the vision in place here.
Yeah, but you can see how both teams are playing like really slowly. They don't want to go for any aggressive action, because it is the final game of the best of 3. Both teams already secured by 1 win, and it seems like they're playing so slowly and carefully with everything they're doing.
Right now, grouping up near the Baron, making sure that they have the vision advantage, placing vision in front of it. Defensive vision is not really in place here right now, and GameplayDNA will take over. But also, like Ezreal almost hitting his free item power spike and then really deals a lot of damage. In comparison to Vayne, has 2 item power spikes. Now, as they turn aggressive on Toaster now, Shyvana goes
is
even
already
deeper.
there.
Flash engage from Alistar! And they just pop him instantly, no counterplay. Petrifying Gaze flashed in, Shyvana is in trouble.
Oh
Flashing
my,
away
he
as well.
managed to flash away. Survives just barely from Cassiopeia, and now that was a 1-4-0 for Iron Wolves. Now Pulsas is in trouble.
They keep on going, actually.
But that's so dangerous against Doxilol to fight in this little corridor. Now Mokai is popping his ultimate. They might be in trouble. That's a 4 versus 4 because Shyvana is already in the base. Now Optimus is trying to do as much damage as he can, but that's not the case. He only has only 2 items. Boom! Nice!
Big turn from Malphite here. But they have to be careful. The most important target is Lucchese here, dealing so much damage in this team fight. And they got the shutdown here as well. Then big turn actually from this angle. They didn't expect this. That Malphite still has his ultimate available. Like, I actually think the Petrifying Gaze was somewhat a mistake to only use it on the Shyvana. If he had waited a bit longer and then, yeah. But what a turn of events. And I really like it that Iron Wolves is not like playing super defensive or getting into a defensive state where they don't really, where they pummel, you know, and really turtle or something like this. They still have the confidence to like make plays like this.
Oh, the triple battle, but it doesn't really hurt the Sterax Cage as a second item. It's not a critical build, so it takes time for you to deal some damage.
Yeah, and Ezreal really wasn't quite in place there. Like, has to be careful and really respect. And can you remember from yesterday what happened there against Falcon Gaming? Really has to be careful, and it's around the same time again. And here in this game, especially with this comp, you cannot give them any chances. So he really has to like get his stuff together and has to be considerate about where he stands. Now Koki goes very aggressive.
With Valkyrie in, there's one out attack left, but Toaster is going down already in the mid lane. That's gonna be 2 kills, a double kill for Optimus, finishing them off. And Iron Wolves, they are getting back into the game, going for Nash immediately.
Yeah, and Malphite had to flash away here on the top side, but still, they managed to get the number advantage on the mid lane and immediately go aggressive. Like, they see them like being completely out of position and don't even think about it. No hesitation so far. Just going in, trusting themselves.
Corki is teleporting there in. I wonder if he still has his package. If the package is up, it's gonna be so difficult for GameplayDNA to do anything over there. Yes, he has the package. Now, Doxy LoL, he has the flash, but is that gonna be enough? There's so much damage coming in. So is the last out attack finishes him off. And that's 3 members down. Down, Cassiopeia might be in trouble. Yes, the unstoppable power is going down.
And it is Iron Wolves taking it over, actually. So good from them. Managing to get the Baron and turning everything around right now.
Double Fire Drake back in the game. Gold is even, but the tempo is definitely in favor for Iron Wolves.
And yeah, right now it almost looks like GameplayDNA shaking so much right now. Like,
leaving so many openings.
Where even was Cassiopeia? Like the positioning itself, they were coming from all angles. Why not coming from one angle though, and really trying to do it like structured, the structured approach, the communication really not there. And right now, can they catch back, bounce back here? For them as well, they have to hard reset. And
now we're starting to enter the mid and late game, where actually the Vayne is starting to pop out of the items.
Definitely.
We're seeing the Infinity Edge barely done on solo, so 3 item spike is gonna hit so hard on GameplayDNA. They have to rely on Doxy LoL, but as his 3rd item, he decided to go for Yomo's Ghostblade, so it will take a lot of time for him to actually deal damage to the tanks.
Koki, it feels like he's playing an assassin, always using his Valkyrie aggressive on mid lane as well. They're really trusting each other as they're turning, probably rotating towards bot side here and trying to take the next objective here. This Baron is already so worth it for them. And now with 2 Infernals, you can really see the damage kicking in. It's also one more thing for Vayne. Actually, Toaster going very aggressive here on Vayne. She's split it from the whole...
Pulses is using his ultimate, but he's not connected.
She should be fine.
She had barrage for just some additional damage, but now it's 8 to 10. The Baron is still up. Now Historicus is getting caught, but it seems that none of GameplayDNA are hesitating to go for him, and actually they are hesitating. They're just going back.
They're just striving back, it's fine. Totally no taking any risks. They have no ultimates, and it's so important actually that they use their ultimates, not going aggressive when they don't have it. So right now, it's Iron Wolves completely dominating on the map, and it feels like GameplayDNA trying to catch the last straw, but it's not really, doesn't really look like it's structured or anything is called here.
It's only Divider with the ultimate right now to defend the tower, and that's an Ocean Drake for Iron Wolves. If they're planning to play it out defensively, they can just go back and take this one. But for now, the 3 item power spike on Vayne and on Corki, this is just gonna be massive. Also, the QSS finished on Vayne. She can just play it more and more aggressively over the fights.
We have 3 item power spike on both carries for Iron Wolves right now, and then we get to see the true late game from them. Now, also, Alistair almost secured his Knight's Vow as well. So next base, even harder to kill Vayne. And right now it's really the story about who can kill the opposing carry the fastest. Right now I feel like Vayne just has an easier time.
Yeah. Even when you're playing Ezreal, you have the Arcane Shift, but Iron Wolves, they have so many tools and engages and angles to finish off Toaster really quickly. He cannot go for any defensive items. If he would have gotten Gauntlet, it still would be super difficult because it's true damage coming in from Optimus, magic damage, and mixed damage coming in from Corki, so it's going to be really difficult for him to do anything. As I mentioned before, Ezreal is basically was an option to steal a pick from Optimus and do something in the early game, but now it's all in Lucchesi and Doxy LoL hands to carry out this game, because now it's their point of the game.
To shine, actually,
stage. Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't really like the approach of stealing away champions in the draft. You should always try to get your own comfort champions. You should have your own strategy, because overall, like, you can only win if you're comfortable on the champions and overall confident in your ability to win.
Yeah,
if you're coming to an event saying, okay, we have to rely on stealing champions away from the enemy, that doesn't sound confident at all. So right now, both teams, based on their performances so far in the whole tournament, I would say they came here prepared. And right now, the last game is really showing which one is the best. Now, Koki is in trouble. Actually, he's just alone. Gangplank turns on him as well. Now the Maokai ultimate hits them. Koki really has to be careful now.
Ooh, Solus is immediately going down. Polta's ultimate was just perfect right there. Now one is trying to do as much damage as he can. Now he is in trouble versus 4 members. He goes down immediately. 2 of the champions really influencing the team fight right there. And now Cassiopeia dealing a lot of damage right there in the mid lane. When she gets in, I think that was a little bit too cocky from Iron Wolves to fight right there.
They just got engaged during the rotation, but it seemed like they went aggressive themselves. So really not what they want to do in this situation. Right now, any team that is giving the opposing team a small pick, they can easily fall behind again. So they cannot invest any... Oh, actually, Alistair has to be careful now.
I think it is really important to mention that even though they got caught, Iron Wolves did not use their flashes. Warden still conserved the splash, as so did Solus. It is still looking pretty good if they manage to just settle down and play it calmly for the next fight.
Yeah, didn't quite get him here, didn't chase him after a while. Now, 1 minute and 30 seconds for Baron to spawn again.
Yeah, but look how many pings are placed by Iron Wolves around Nash. They are surely stepping up with the vision game. And now it's GameplayDNA's time to get that position, to clear everything out, because Baron is spawning at 1 minute 20, so they have to be ready for what is going on.
And now, like, this Vayne really looks super scary. 4 items, and most likely she will get the Bloodthirster as well as the last
It could
item.
be the Guardian Angel as well.
All that, honestly. And once she has that last item, it should be the game. Like, I see there's really no chance for them to get near the Vayne, and it's really about Saulius, about his positioning. If he can survive the longest, and if they can pull something out of the package, can deal immense damage as well on the Baron. And right now we hear the crowd cheering already, so...
It must be someone.
Yeah, we have no idea who won the fight, but that will most likely mean the game. 3 minutes in advance, so...
It has to be the Baron fight.
It has to, yeah. Right now, GP, 3 items in it as well. Maokai with the Righteous Glory. They're grouping up, looking for a really good flank now. Malphite has his TP available. The vision is behind them. Didn't really catch the wards there.
I think it's a perfect opportunity for Iron Balls just to catch when the pinks are getting cleaned by Divider, but it seems that nobody is there. Oh, Divider might be in trouble right there. Lucchesi is trying to deal as much damage as he can. He is ulting out away, but the phase rush is there. Divider is there with the twisted advance.
TP comes in from
teleport from Iron Balls. Now that's gonna be the ultimate on Lucchesi and Divider. They are getting crowd control over and over again. Lucchesi with just a little bit of HP left. Now Solus is doing so much damage from the out attacks. Now
Triple knockup!
He joins the fight. 2-shot barrage is doing absolutely nothing. Iron Wolves are just taking away the fight, and that's a triple kill for Vayne as well.
They aced them, and that's probably the Baron, and most likely they have secured themselves a really good advantage right now. Maybe even the game, who knows? We have to wait really. Right now, what happened on the top side? They wasted so much on the Shyvana here.
Shyvana is extremely tanky right now with the items that she has, and also the Gargoyle Stone Plate. It gets you so much resistance and HP. Like the tankiness overall, you have to respect that.
You have to be patient pretty much and wait, and also have the vision, which wasn't really in place. They just complete vision control here from Iron Wolves.
And the double teleport, you have to respect that.
Definitely, they had the time to pull back again, but yeah. Right now, I also like it that they don't go too aggressive and try to greed on the inhib here, really respecting the death timers, taking a slow approach. They have Baron buff, they can just reset themselves, get back on the map, and have a slow push somewhere.
The timer of Dragon is really successful for them as well, because they are gonna get additional Dragon before the Elder. Elder one spawns at 35, so we still have like 1 minute or 2 to get that away, and I don't think that's gonna be a problem for them to do so.
It's gonna be interesting which Drake it is. If it is another Infernal, that would be quite funny.
Another Infernal is just, oh my.
Actually, it's worth it to deny the third one, because Like giving free Infernals.
24%
Oh my
of ability power and attack damage. Oh, Warden is using his ultimate aggressively. Malphite is right there with the unstoppable power and he gets knocked up immediately. Now, Iron Wolves, they seem that they want to disengage. Unstar is not finding the angle that he wants. Oh, what a nice missile from
Blackwater
Solis.
deletes Ezreal from the map, oh my god! And it seems like they take the game at this point.
Triple kill for Solis.
Petrifying Gaze hitting 2 targets, now they have to be careful.
Optimus joins in the fight, it seems like, oh, the
Quadra kill, can
for
he
Solis.
get the pentakill here? They're
Going
going for
into the
dive
base
on
and
the
Optimus steals the last one, but they are winning the game.
Scumbag Optimus, actually.
Scumbag Optimus hinting in the lane and never mind. It was the wrong tournament.
The typical ADC taking the penta away. But
And the
overall,
death
great
timers are
performance.
going down like 15 seconds. They can't take the inhibitors. Can they finish the game right here?
Very close, they have no CS, they have to face tank it here right now.
But they are tanky enough. It's 35 minutes into the game. The tankiness is surely enough to tank the Nexus towers. They're going to take one. The death timers are down.
Ezreal is already
they
back.
are
That
Iron
should be the
Wolves.
game.
They are taking the game and they are champions of the Baltics. Taking the title away from Gameplay.